This is a fascinating thing. This is a real scrapbook from a real mental asylum. It was a form of occupational therapy on which the patients were gluing newspaper clippings into it. It's like a time capsule. Let's see what's inside. But first, a riddle. I have this drawing here, which was painted by a patient on the 3rd of December 1980. Okay, so can you tell me, who is this man? You don't know? I'll tell you at the end of the video. That was Tuesday, 24th of June, 1986. We have the names of the patients here. Felicity, Maureen, Robbie, Joyce. Next day, M4 crash. A frantic hunt began last night for a heartbroken teenager who vanished after her family died in the M4 horror crash. I wouldn't call that an uplifting article. But the next day we see that Samantha lived, but she's in the critical condition. A blonde student named as one of the M4 pileup victims was found alive yesterday in hospital. What else? Okay, that's something positive here. Thousands of jubilant Argentines poured into the pitch in Mexico City last night as the heroes won the World Cup. The pitch is surrounded by a 3-meter high ditch and a higher fence with barbed wire. Pop millionaire Richard Branson roared to triumph last night when his powerboat smashed the Atlantic Sea crossing record. Fathers plea to witness execution. A grieving father last night pleaded to be allowed to watch the execution of America's most notorious killer. And who was that? Oh, lorry driver Tom Leach said he wants to see Theodore Bundy die in Florida's electric chair. So imagine being every day on this therapy and gluing these horrible articles, and I don't know if that's end of a dream. Those sad news, those terrible stuff like this. Charles and Diana, the first 5 years. Look who's here. 40,000 for baby mum did not want. A mother won 40,000 damages yesterday for giving birth to a healthy daughter. The former psychiatric nurse, Miss Christine Jones, 35, already had 2 children and had a sterilization operation to prevent her having any more. Kate, she's wanted now. Look at me. I'm dying, says Boy George. Pop star Boy George talked yesterday of the heroin addiction, which he admits is killing him. But thankfully he lived, and I've seen his picture from last year, and he looks good. This is a confusing title at first glance. Unscrupulous builders are using an optical illusion to trick thousands of house hunters into buying substandard homes. The rooms are too small to swing a cat in, a housing expert said yesterday. But especially scaled down furniture is being installed in show houses to give the impression that the rooms are bigger than they are. Very clever. That's interesting. Police in hunt for Boy George again. Pushers are set to flood Britain with new killer, crack. One of the deadliest and most addictive drugs is about to flood Britain, police warned last night. I don't know how about you, but this is not making me, want to rejoin the society or something. It's wife's 461,000 debt nightmare. It's too competitive, she says. A headmistress banned the egg and spoon race from her school sports day after complaining it was too competitive. You know, the one when you put a spoon in your mouth and put an egg on it. The traditional sack race was also scrapped. Instead, the youngsters were faced with zigzag hockey, welly throwing and an obstacle course. There were no winners, no losers, and no prizes. A boy aged 12, found guilty yesterday of murdering a crippled widow, had met Prince Andrew while in custody. It was revealed last night. Now let me sit properly for this one. Billy Wall burst into tears in the dock when a judge ordered him to be detained during Her Majesty's pleasure. What? Billy Wall burst into tears in the dock when a judge ordered him to be detained, quote, during Her Majesty's pleasure, after cutting a cake made by some of the Highcliffe youngsters. Andrew, who has since agreed to become the school's patron, walked over and sat down in an empty chair next to Woe. And what they did or talked about, we'll never know. But here's the youngest murderer in Britain. Yeah. Horror. 6 people were killed and 29 injured yesterday when a train hit a van at No Gates level crossing. The first 3 coaches of the 9:33 a.m. train, packed with holiday families, overturned at speed. People were thrown through windows and buried under the wreckage. Police described the scene as carnage. And we have our hero again. Boy George, he pleaded guilty. MP's RAPP boy George LETOFF. How he bit heroin hell. So, finally some good news about Boy George. He changed his image significantly there. Still smiling, Julie puts on a brave face despite her horrific injury. Oh, this is great. This is a good one. Chopstick Queen sees Slug surprise. A serious-looking queen contemplates the slugs. That's a great title, huh? Dinner with President goes down a real threat. The queens bravely struggled through a large helping of slimy sea slugs last night in the cause of friendship between China and Britain. She deftly wielded a pair of ivory chopsticks and managed to get glutinous, slippery objects into her mouth without a sign of distaste. Very good, delicious, she told Chinese President Li Xianan, while Handel's water music was played by the People's Band. She almost looked as if she were enjoying the slugs. A few of the other slippery items, like mushroom and asparagus, did go astray, but the queen bravely persisted. And this is the last thing that is glued in there. It's only half filled, and the rest is completely empty. Unfortunately. Tell you what, I will scan all of these and post them somewhere, okay? Probably on my subreddit. Where else? So, there you have it. I hope this was very interesting. I know it was. Now it's time for the answer to the riddle. So let's look at it again. This is obviously Jesus Christ. You can see that this is a cross. He has those yellow tears coming out of his eyes. And here is Indri, Yeshua Nazare Rex Israelis, or something like that, which means Jesus from Nazareth, the King of Israel. But I have no idea what this is. So this is only one of the 2 drawings that I got from there. And there was one room where the floor
was littered with thousands of them. It was a layer this thick of drawings upon drawings and clippings, and I took 2 of them. I don't know what I did. Too much choice, I think, you know? There was so much choice. There was too much choice. If you want, I can show you more of that stuff, because I have a lot of papers, some patient records as well, and it's a really fascinating stuff. So write in the comments below if you would like to see that, and I will show you with pleasure. I've got more of this, and I've got more of this, and I would like to show you, but I don't know how. Okay, bye.